Hello everyone and welcome to the #dash live coding session. Please join the chat here I have by my side. Please join and ask questions and ask whatever, comment what we are doing. So the idea for this video is to live code something. So using Python or Photon, whatever you say in the chat. So we are live to all of the world. That's very exciting. So if you are new here in the channel, please say where are you from? So which country are you from? Okay, please let me know in the chat. So there's only one person in the chat. Welcome, Murilo. And we'll start by developing a little project, a little game in Python and Photon. They're kind of the same code. So we'll start from there. And as people come and join the chat, then we might make another project or whatever you suggest in the chat, okay? So please feel free to comment and say anything in the chat, and I will be reading it here. Also, you don't have to say all of your questions in English. You can ask in Portuguese, Spanish, and the language you want, and I will try to translate that and comment in English, okay? So feel free to say any language. Okay, so I'll speak in Python. Okay, let's start by making a little game. So we'll make a Tic Tac Toe, I think, for now. Very simple. We can do with Photon and Python, so let's try to do that first. And you can suggest other projects like graphical user interfaces and Kiwi. Please feel free to join the chat and suggest projects. So let's start by writing a file. I will not use main.py, I will use main.w. And now let's try to make Tic Tac Toe. All right, so first, we are going to make this project with the concepts that I showed you in my lectures on Python. So only the concepts I taught there, we are going to use this. So people that are learning from the course can join and be ready to write this code, okay? There's only one concept that I will show here, which is the while loop that I didn't show in my Python lectures, okay? Right. So let's start by explaining here what we are going to do. So Tic Tac Toe is a very simple game that we are going to use. So let me share the screen first. I always forget that. So let me try to change here. Okay, now I have a screen here. So Tic Tac Toe is a game, a very simple game. Let me write in black color, set stroke, set fill. Okay. Yeah, not so dark. Oh, here. Okay. Now I got it. Okay, so Tic Tac Toe is a game like this. There's a grid and there are two players. One of them is the X player and the other one is the circle player. right? And they switch places, and so now the first one was X, then the next one is the circle, then player 1 with the X, and the objective of the game is to make 3 symbols equal symbols. So the symbols can be on the horizontal, like this, so this player won the game. You can make it like this on the diagonals, so this is a winning game. And also you can do it like this on the vertical, okay? So this is the objective of the game. So let's try to code that in Python. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is, well, we are actually using Photon. So Photon is pretty much the same syntax as Python, but simpler. So in Python, I show you the format string, where you can put an F in the front here, and you can call variables here, right? So if we have a equals 1, then we can call that a here, and it will show on the screen, right? So let me save, let me execute with Python. You have 1, and with Photon it's the same, but you don't need to put the F in front. So just like this, and you can call Photon and the file, and it works like Python. Okay, right, so let's try to execute. If you want to convert this code to Python, then you can use the Photon, the language with -L, and you can switch to Python. So if you do that, it will set the default lang to Python, and if you execute the code, then it executes and also converts the code to Python. So here is the equivalent Python code, right? A equals 1, and then printf. This is just type hinting. So you see that a is an integer value. So this is the same as this, okay? Right. So now we can switch languages here. So let me set to the default lang, which is C, and let's try to make our game. Right, so here in the game we have a grid, and each space is a variable that we can, it can be empty or have a symbol. So let's make 9 variables. So let me say C1 for the C1 variable, C2 equals 2, C3 equals 3, C4, and all the way to C9. So let me try to do that here. C8, C9, and we have all of the places, the cells in the project. So let me read the chat here. Murilo asked something. So if I want to use the curly braces just to make the string beautiful, it's possible in Photon? Yes, it is. So you can do that. Just like Python, but you don't need the F in front. Okay? Right, so now we have the cells, and let's try to plot the grid so we can see the game, right? So let's try to do that here, and we'll make like this. So space, and then let's not put spaces yet, so you can see what it's going to look like. So there's space, and then we can make this vertical line, Then this will be the C2 vertical line, C3. And let's try to run that. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we'll make 9. So let's try to do that. I will just put spaces here so it's more pleasing to see. So here is the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay, let's try to run that. So we have the grid, but it would be nice if we have the horizontal line too. So let's try to do that. So we can print and we can just say something like this, a lot of dashes. Let's try to see if that matches. Yes, it does. So yeah, it's nice. Let's try to make another one here, and then we should have the grid. So yes, now we have the grid. Looks like what we have here in the drawing, right? Okay, so let's try to make it more pleasing by substituting this dash with a plus, and I think it will be better like that. So 1, 2, 3, and this should be a plus. 1, 2, 3, plus. And let's make the same thing here. Let's see if it's better. Yes, nice. Now the grid is much better, right? Okay. So now that we have the grid, then we can ask for the user to pick a number that will be the play he's trying to play, the move he's trying to do. So let's ask the user for the information, and we'll do that by the input function, right? So we can use the position. And let's ask the user for the position. Choose a number, and then let's just, as we are developing here, check if we get the right position. So you choose whatever pos, which is the position. Right, let's try to do that. Choose a number, then we say 6, and you choose 6, right? Okay, let's try another thing. Nathan, what's up? What's up? Everything's fine, and with you, all fine? Okay, so here we have the right position, but we actually need a number, not a string. And input returns a string. So if we say position is position plus 1, and this will be bad. So let's choose a number 6. And you choose and nothing is there, right? So not good. This is because we actually need this to be integer. So we can do that by type hinting. So if you do that in Python, the way you do that is like this. You type int, the function int, and it will convert to int. But in Photon, it's like this. You declare the variable type, and then it automatically converts that to this type. So if we do that and play again, so 6, and then it adds 1 and shows you choose 7. Okay? So this is simpler, I think, right? Okay, let's try then well, the player choose a number, and then we have to make an X in that position. So let's try to do that. And how we are going to do? First, we actually don't need to convert this, but we can do with strings. But be in your mind that this is a string, right? So let's try to do it here. So if position is equal, so to make it equal, you can say double equals, and if it's 1, then we are going to change the C1 variable to the position, right? So this should be actually be a string. So you can do it with single quotes or double quotes. So let's try to do that. And okay, let's try this. Oh, I don't think this will work. Okay. Okay, easier. So we are going to compare if the position is 1, and if it's 1, then we will substitute C1 to the position, not the position, but with an X, right? So let's try to do that, and then we have to show the screen again, so we can see the updated screen. Okay, let's try to run that. So choose a number. If I say 1, then we have an X in the first position, right? Okay. Today, can we use for loops? Yes, I guess we can try to do that. It will not be so easy because lists in Photon are not so good yet, but let's try that. Okay, it's a challenge, live challenge. I like this. Okay, let's try to do it. So we are going to make this work for the other numbers. So we can do elif like we learned in the lecture. So if it's 2, and I will use single quotes for now. So let me try to change here to make it more pleasing. Okay, so if it's 2, then we say that, and actually we need to switch the players. So the first player is the X and the second player is the circle. So we have to make to keep which player is the turn. Okay, so let me say player, and if it's 1, it's player 1. So let's try to do that here. So player 1, player 1, choose a number, right? And after the player plays, then we choose the number 2. So player 2 can then play. And player 1 symbol is, so we can do symbol. Player 1's symbol is X, and we can test that. We can update the symbol at the end when it's the player's turn. So we can actually do it here. So if player equals 1, then symbol is X, else symbol is circle. Okay? Now we don't have to hard code this X here. We can just say symbol, right? So let's test that. So here is C2 and here is C3 in the position 3, right? So let's try to execute that, see if that works. So Photon, oh wait, in the interpreter mode. And player main W, okay. So player 1, choose a number, let's choose 1. Then we have X here, right? And let's change the player's number to 2. So let's see what happens now. So let me pick 3, and the 3 is a circle now. So it's working, it's choosing the right symbol for the player. Good. So let's try to make this to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's try 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we can update here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Right, I think the first play is done. So let's try to do that. Oh, not. Oh, I run that with Python. Python doesn't know how to execute that. So okay, now now it works. So any number, you can choose any number. So type in number 6, and then there's an X in the 6th position. We can try 9, and it seems to work. Okay, now let's try to switch the players. Now it's the player 2 time. So how can we do that? There are 9 turns in this game, so we would actually copy and paste this 9 times. This looks awful, doesn't it? There must be a better way, right? And which is the better way to do this? Okay, and now is the concept that I was talking about, that I didn't teach in the Python course, which are another type of conditional, which is the while loop. So it's like the if, and it goes like this. So while an expression, so player equals 1, for example, and then colon, and then you can do anything here on the indented block. And what's going to happen here is this is going to repeat, the indented block of code is going to be repeated until this condition turns false. So while it's true, it will execute this indented block of code. So the way I just wrote here, player 1 is always gonna be 1. So this will be an infinite loop. It will print looping forever, right? Let's see that happen. So Photon main, and let's choose a number, so 6, and we enter the infinite loop, right? It's going to print looping forever. And okay, how we stop this? So if you type anything here, nothing happens, ask, whatever. The right key to press is Ctrl+C. And if you type that, this is called the keyboard interrupt, and it will exit the program, okay? So if you ever encounter an infinite loop, then you can just hit Ctrl+C to exit that, okay? Right, so how can we exit this loop? we can try to make the player another number. So if we do it here, so player equals 2, then what's gonna happen? Player is 1 is true because we said player 1 here. It will print looping. It will change the number, the player number to 2, and it's going to go to this first line and check this condition. So player is equal to 1? No, because it's 2 now. We just changed it here. So now that fails, it will give false, and now it will go outside of the loop and continue with the code, right? So now we are not going to see an infinite loop. Let's try. So if we say 5, then it says looping 1 time, then we change the player number to 2 and exit the loop, and it shows the screen again, right? Great. But now we are not going to use this expression because we are going to execute this indented block until the game ends. Okay, so there's 9 turns, so we can count the number. So let's try to do turn equals 1, and while turn is less than 10, it will execute, and the last one, it will change the turn to 10 and it will exit the game, right? Okay, let's try to do that. So we have to indent this block of code for it to run every time, and at the end we just make turn plus equals 1. Now we have the plus equals. I think it will work, so let's try that. So Photon main 1. Ooh, there's an error here. So we have to ask the player to make another to make the play again. So every time we iterate, we ask the player to choose a number. So in the end, we have to make this turn plus 1 and switch the player. So if player equals 1, then it's the time of player 2, else it's player 1. So if it's player 2, then we choose 1. If it's player 1, then we choose 2. Okay? So now it alternates between X and circle, right? Let me read this. Is there nested loops or functions already on Photon? Yes, you can nest for loops, while loops. You can do functions, but I think you can't define nested functions. So in Python you can do that, but not in Photon yet. So functions cannot be nested yet. And I don't know if I will do that. Maybe I will. So let's see if I implement that on Photon. So, okay, let's see if that works. So Photon main, we have the screen. So player 1, choose a number. Then we say 5. We have X, and now it switches to player 2. Choose a number. Let's say 1, and this one should be a circle now. Yes, it is. Okay, let's try 3. Okay, 2, 6, 4, 7, and 7 I should win, the player 1 should win, because we did 3 symbols on the diagonal. So now we have to analyze the game and see if someone won the game, right? So, okay, let's just test 8 and 9. Sorry. And when we choose the last play, the program ends because 10 is not less than 10. And like here. So it exits the loop, and there's nothing before after the loop, so the program ends, right? Okay. So now we have the game, and we can check if someone won the game. So let's try to do that here. After we show the screen for the user. So, okay, let's try to do that here. So how we are going to test if someone won the game? So we have to make ifs to check if C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3. So this is C1 and C4 and C5, 6, 7. So 1, 4, and 7. Then the player won. And this 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and all of that, all of the combinations. So it will be a lot of if statements here. So let's try to do that. So if C1 equals C2 and C2 equals C3, then they all are the same, right? And that only happens if all of the symbols are the same, right? Because there's no X and no circle here, no O. So we can just do that and see if they are equal. If they are equal, then the player won the game, right? So if the player won the game, then we are going to exit the loop. But we need to make this condition be false for it to exit the while loop, right? So one way to do that is just make this turn plus equals 10. And this is actually the same as this. So turn equals turn plus 10. It's just another way of writing the same thing using less words. So I didn't teach that in my course yet. So plus equals means that line. So if we do that, then it's going to fail and exit the loop, right? But it's also going to change this player number. And I want to do that here. If the program ends, then I will say congratulations, player, and the name of the player, player 1 or 2, you won the game. So the way it's written here, this is not going to work right. Let's try to see why that won't work. So let's execute Photon main. So player 1 is okay. So let me try to make 1, 2, 3 the same symbol. So now we have to win the game because 1, 2, 3 will be equal. And okay, it found out that a player won, but this is the wrong player because the player 1 that make this this play, right? And this is happening because of this line here. right? So there's an easier way to break the loop, to go outside of the loop. And this is the word break. So if we say break, then it's going to exit the loop in this position. It's not going to execute this part of the code, right? So this is an easier way of breaking the loop, exiting the loop, okay? So let's try to make the same play. So 1, 2, and 3. And now, congratulations to player 1. Now it's right. Okay, so now it's working. Now we have to check the other conditions for it to know if the player won. Okay. Right, so let's try to do that here. So we're going to use elif. So let's try to make all of the horizontal lines. So C1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 equals C5 and C5 equals C6. Let's make C7 equals C8 and C8 equals C9. And now we have all of the horizontal lines here. Let's now make all of the vertical lines. So vertical is 1, and 1 must be equal to C4, and C4 equals to C7, right? Okay, now C2, and you see the pattern here. So we just add 3. So 5 and 5, 8, right? And 3, 6, 6, 9. Okay. Okay, now we have the horizontal. So let's try to comment this to make it easier for us to understand. And to comment, we just use the hashtag. So let's try to use that. So checking if the horizontal is the same. Okay, and here let me try to, I'm not sure if this will work. If comments on the middle of the ellipse will work on Photon. On Python it will work, but I'm not sure if in Photon it will. Let's try to see that. Okay, so vertical, and let's bug report it if it's not going to work. So oh, it didn't work. Okay, no problem, we actually can do that. Now it works. Okay, it's an indentation bug, but I will fix that. All right, so, and now we'll seek the diagonals, checking if the diagonals are the same. Okay, and now the diagonals will be C1 equal to C5 and C5 equals to C9, and the other diagonal is C3 equals to C5 and C5 equals to C7. So in those cases, it must break the loop. Okay? Okay, so let's try to execute that. Let's choose the players for this game. So who wants to play the game? Say something in the chat and we are going to to choose a player. Let's see if someone wants to play. There's a lag between me speaking and the chat, so let's just wait 10 seconds and let me read it. If there wasn't bugs to find today, I would suspect. Yes, there are two ways you can win the game. So the first way is to win on Tic Tac Toe. And the other way to win is if you find a bug in the code. So if you can find a bug here, you win the game, okay? What's the magic word? The magic word is, let me see, photon. So photon, if you say photon on the chat, then you are the player that's going to try this live. So let's see if there are two players that wants to play here. Okay. Let me execute the game. So Murilo and Nathan are going to play. Okay, so Murilo goes first, the player 1, so choose a number and or not. Let's see the code break, so you can do anything. Let's see it. So Murilo, what's the number, or what should I type here? 1. So let's make 1. Okay. I don't think I can change the latency. Yes, it's low latency, but okay. So 1, now Nathan. 5, so 5, and Murilo's turn now. And after the other player says the number, just say the number, so we can just play faster here. 9. Okay, 9. What else? Nathan. Nathan's turn. 3. This game is going to be okay. Who is going to win that? Murilo's turn. I think it's easy. This turn, yes, 7, or you just lose. Now the game is more difficult. I think someone won the game already. Which number, Nathan? Nathan, I think you have to make a smart decision. X. Yeah, he's going to suicide. Okay, so Nathan says X. And okay, let's do it. Because if he says 4, then Murilo says 8 and he wins the game. And if Nathan says 8, then Murilo says 4 and wins the game. So he's saying X. So let's try to type X. It's lowercase or uppercase X? This is very important. Very, very important. I think you typed X, uppercase X, so let me try to do that and see what happens. So yes, the player, well, you bugged the game, so you found a bug and you won the game. The rules are clear. If you find a bug, you win the game. So Nathan won the game even though it was a hard move, so he had to suicide to win the game. Okay, you found a bug because X, you didn't do anything, the game didn't compute any move here because there's a bug here. Let's try to understand this bug. So bug is just an error here in the execution of the code. So what's happening here? Why, if you type X, the game breaks? So let's see. Well, position is X, right? So if player 1 is 1, symbol is X, and otherwise is circle. Okay, no problem. And here, position is going to be a number. So if you say anything that's not in this range, if it's not 1, 2, up to 9, then it's going to do nothing, right? So we can say else. So if the position isn't these numbers, then we say invalid move, you lost, right? And if the player lost, we have to switch the players. So we have to do that. We have to switch the players here. Do the same thing here. And actually, we don't have to do that here because we are doing that here. So we can just make turn plus equals 10 because it's going to execute all of this code and exit the while and print the right player. So let's try to do that. So Photon main. So let's try to do that. If we say X now, then it says invalid move, you lost, and congratulations to player 2. Okay, very nice. The other way we can do that is actually doing it like this. So we can nest these ifs and elifs. And we can break at the end, right? So we switch the players and then break and exit the loop. So let's see that. If you type X, invalid move, you lost, congratulations, player 2, you won the game, right? So we fixed this bug. Let's see the chat. It was unfair because I know the strategies. Oh my god. Work smarter and not harder. Very smart, Nathan. Very smart. Murilo would win. Congratulations. Yes. You are better at Tic Tac Toe. Okay, so let's try to find another bug. Let's see if someone can find another bug in this code. So let's make photon main. And if we type other things like, if we say 13, it says invalid move. If we say a letter or code here or whatever, then invalid move. Okay, so it seems to work, right? Let's try to break that. It was a good game, yes, very good. So I don't know how can we break this game. So let's try to make the diagonal work. So 1, 4, 5, 7, and 9. So let's see if that works. Yes, congratulations, because the diagonal is working. Okay, I think the game is unbreakable now. Can you find a bug? So if you find a bug, you can choose the topic for the next live. Okay, so this is the prize. You can, if you can find a bug in this code, if you can break this code, then you win, and you can choose the topic for the next live or the next video. Okay, Nathan is thinking, let's see the code again. He wants to win the game. Okay, so I will set a number here so you can say the line that I have to change to make this break. So here's the code. Press Ctrl C and the game breaks. Yes, yes, but not, I mean the code must break. You are breaking. Yeah, let make the rule more clear. You have to find a bug, not break the game. Yes, very smart. So, okay, while here, input. Oh, maybe there's a way to break this. I'm also thinking, how can we break this game? So let's put our hat here, hacker hat, and try to make a move that will break this game. This is a very important thing. Even beginners trying to see how to break your own code. This is very useful and it will improve a lot your logic thinking. So it's a great way of learning. Well, this live will be 1 hour, so we have 6 minutes to find this bug. I found a bug. Let's go. Let's see, Nathan. Let's see. So you'll have 6 minutes to find a bug in the code. Okay. You found what I type here. Let's see. How can we break this game? Okay. 6 and 6. Okay, so player 1, 6 and 6. So what will happen here? If a circle here, then he found a bug, because no player can overwrite the other player move. So let's see if that works. And I think, oh, both of you said the same thing. Yes, tension, suspense. It's a thriller game here now. So let's try to do that. 6, and it turns into a circle. Yes. You found a bug. So Nathan and Murilo, you said the same thing. So you both won the prize. So you can choose the next live topic. So please write down, get to a consensus here and see what you like to see in the next live. And let's try to fix this bug also. So the problem is here. So we can also check if the number was already chosen. So if the position is 1 and C1 is not a symbol, so it's different. And to say different, we say exclamation equals 1. So what this means is the position is 1 and C1 is not equal to 1. Okay? So this is something that we can fix. So let's try to see if that works first. So photon main. Oh, I typed something wrong. And let me see if I have not equals. I think it's not implemented yet. Oh my God. Let's try to fix the photon code live. Okay. So core, transpiler. So let's see if we have not equal. Yes, it's here. Not equal. It's here. Let's see. Oh, let's see what it's. If statement expression not equal. Maybe, okay, I think I know what's going on. So it's not in the transpiler, it's in the lexer. And it's the operator. So maybe it's fine here. Let's try to see that here. Equals, 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 and it breaks. So we didn't find this. So we actually don't know. Okay. Now I see the bug in the lexer. This is because on the photons parser, we don't have an exclamation point as an operator. Oh, because it's not. Okay, but let's use the exclamation mark operator, and now it should work. Let's try. Let's see if that fixes the problem. So let me try to remove the input. Okay, now it works. Yes, we fixed photon live. Not a syntax bug, but a logic bug. Okay, nice. Welcome, Kaique. And next live, giving $100 to last winners in Tic Tac Toe. Yeah, I don't know. I think you are breaking some rules here. The topic will be giving $100 to the last winners. Yes, we can talk about it, but not do it. We're too smarty. Yeah, I don't like this topic. Let's see now if we fix the bug. So one is invalid move. Oh, okay. And so, oh, and C equals, I fix it for nothing. It's equals, but okay, we just fix photon, so okay, it was good. So we choose 1, and if we choose 1 again, it should not do it. Invalid move, yes. And player 1 wins. So yes, we fixed the bug. And now we have to fix for the other position. So and C2 equals 2. And C3 equals 3. And let's make it faster. So, oops. And we can also change the numbers to 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 5, 4. Yes, now it should work. So if we say 6, oops, 6 is invalid. Why? we make another bug. So, oh, C3 is not C3. It's actually C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9. Now it's working. So if you say 6, then 6 again, invalid move, you lost. All right. So who will sponsor for $100? Yes, we need a sponsor for that. I don't have $100 to give all of you, but if we have a sponsor for that, it will be very nice. I was already thinking, why does he want the difference compared to if you need to compare quality? Yes, that's because I want to test you, right? And I also wanted to show the Photon code, how to fix bugs in Photon. Yes, now you can go to the GitHub in Photon and collaborate with Photon, the Photon project. Isn't it faster compare position with C1, position with C2, and go on? Let me think through it. I don't think I understand. It was a test you passed. I don't think I understand your comment. Isn't it faster to compare position with C1, position with C2? We are comparing position with, with C1 instead. So yes, but there's a bug there that you already know how to to explore. So that's why I didn't do that. This way it is much better. So now I think the game is pretty solid. It's very hard to find a bug now. And if we did that like C1, and this can be a problem. Why it's a problem? Because if C1 is, well, not with this end now, but if we have this, then we can exploit this. We can type, let's see how can we exploit this. So we can say photon main in 1, and if we type X here, so if we type 1, it's invalid, okay, no problem. But if we type 1 and then X, now I break the game. because in the position C1 there's an X, and X equals the C1, okay? So you can break the game in this way, and I don't want to make it easier for you to find bugs, okay? That's why. So like this, and C1 equals 1. Now you can say 1, you can say X, and now it's invalid move. Okay, let's make, yeah, but we are already comparing X and circle before. We are not comparing that. We were, if we say if pos equals X and or pos equals circle, and then we break the game. And then we say the player lost, and the same thing that we did here, right? Because these are invalid moves that you can break the game, but it's not needed here. We don't have to test for this if we use the numbers here. So it's one last thing to think about and to protect against the user. The user is an evil person. He wants to break your game and to cheat in the game. So no, let's make a solid game. So yes, we're comparing, no, so cool, compare, yes, oh my god, I would never think of it. Yes, there are many possibilities to break the game. Okay, I think we are good for now. I think it was a nice first live of the channel, and I have to thank you for joining this live coding session, and I hope you like Photon. So what do you think about Photon? Did you like the game? The game or the programming language? What are your thoughts on the programming language? This is not Python, it's Photon. So if we try to execute with Python, we have a broken game. Actually, we can convert this to Python. So let's try to do that. So language to Python. Then we say Photon main. And now we have the code here. Now we can execute with Python. So Python main.py, and now we have the game but in Python. See? So 1, 5, 2, 6, and 3, and you won the game, right? So you can convert by using Photon. You can convert it to Python, to JavaScript, to other languages. So very nice that you can do that with Photon. Okay? Yes, we can make games now with Photon, and it's just the beginning. We are going to explore and make more live code sessions with Photon. So I hope you like the user side of the force. Look, I'm your user. Photon is growing fast. Yes, it is. And yes. Well, thanks a lot for your attention to join us here in the live coding and to chat here. Thank all of you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, please hit the like button here. It's just one click. It's very easy and helps me a lot to grow the channel and to make Photon better and to make another videos teaching something or playing something or doing whatever you want you talk in the chat, okay? So please help me by liking the video and subscribing to the channel to receive the next videos, next lives, and help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Then I can do much more things in YouTube. So please help me to reach this milestone. So thanks for that. Thanks for liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, and going to join us on the Discord chat. So I will put a link in the description for our Discord. And if you want to see Photon, the source code of Photon, go to github/hashl-/Photon, and you can see the project, and you can leave a star to help me and keep the project alive. So thank for all of you. Have a great night, and until the next lives. Thanks and bye-bye.